I mean, you kind of spread yourself wide, which is good. A lot of people want to stay within just one little circle of people. So, and I mean, that seems to be like I don't know if like a thing in each area. Like they want to keep it, Olympia, or they want to keep it Tacoma, and only those, they only want to mix with those kind of people. What do you think about that kind of stuff? Like, do you think you need to be more
you have to
wide with the
you really have to be, because that's the thing, is the Northwest as a whole, like we were talking about before.
Yeah.
If the Northwest is going to make it as a whole, it's going to take everybody to come together. Not, I don't want to work with those people. I'm only going to stick with these people. Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, like that's your people, of course. Of course you want them there. But
right.
Then as a group, you combined with everybody, and the Northwest would have been blown up if everyone, because I've lived up and down, Bellingham all the way down to here, and like done shows in Vancouver and all that stuff as far as the Northwest goes. But it's like the same where I think everyone has to work together, and there's a lot of people here that try to, and it's, I don't know, just like when you were saying with it's the artists wanting to get involved with stuff that they're not, like whether they're not performing or anything, mm-hmm. It takes everybody to show up to the shows, participate, it's a group effort.
I know, right?
It's what it needs to be. Because, like I told you before, when we were doing the show in California, we went to the Hieroglyphics headquarters, mm-hmm. and I was talking to Tajay about it, and he said that from his point of view, and they've been doing it forever,
right.
And his point of view is that the reason why California as a state made it was because everyone participated with each other. It was, mm-hmm. All the people came to the shows, paid for the shows, mm-hmm. paid for the merchandise, bought CDs, and it was, like I said, it was a group effort.
Yeah.
And that's what it takes is, and nowadays around here it's hard to get people to come out to the shows even, or come out to the events. I don't know if it's oversaturation where there's too many shows or what, but it's...
Do you think it's has to do with like the artist position as far as getting people to come to their shows? I mean, I think the artists need to promote their shows that they're performing in, and a lot of them don't really feel that they need to.
And I've seen that as on the promoter side too, bringing some artists that I've been a part of bringing, and it's the artists too have to, like you get to perform, you're not necessarily putting in money, you're not losing any money.
Yeah.
But I just don't see it where all the artists that get put on these shows put forth their effort, like I'll see them promoting their stuff, like they have a new video or
right.
CD, and that's constantly on my news feed and stuff. Yeah. But then when it comes to the shows, it's like, okay, where are the people? Like, I can click on your shit and see your post. You know what I'm saying? There's not one with the flyer or anything. I don't know. Just like I said, it just goes back to that group effort. It's a collaborative effort that needs to be put on everything. With whether it's a little show to a big show with a big headlining artist, it's all part of the game, and it's...
So you've done a lot of shows, whether you're performing or hosting or whatever. You've done a lot of shows with a lot of big artists. Have you heard any of them artists that come to the town? Have you heard any comments from them on some of the way the shows are ran or anything like that? Or even like their thoughts on any of the artists that are performing, opening up for them. Or do they just like keep to themselves?
The cold part about that is even they don't really watch. Mm-hmm. The big artists that come, like E40 comes. He's not out where you can see him watching the show. Like they don't even, these bigger artists that come here don't even watch the openers most of the time. They're either in the back waiting for their time to come out, or outside in a van waiting to come in. And then, they perform and then they leave, But sometimes you get them to hang out, sometimes they pay attention. But other than that, the only thing they're really paying attention to show wise is the contract and the time that they're supposed to go on.
Yeah.
And is there shit in the back that's supposed to be on their rider. That's anything else to these bigger artists that come in is and then people want to come to the shows, like artists will be like, I just want to come to chop it up with them.
Yeah.
And then, it's not even
that type of
you can't even get to them, let alone, like sometimes I barely see them and I'm the person that brought them, so it's hard to.
Who have you brought, like bigger names? Who have you brought to like Olympia?
See, we did Brother Lynch, we did the E40, the second one, because he's been here 3 times, if you include the vault.
Yeah.
And then we did, was a part of the Turf Talk and LaRue show.
Okay. So what do you do to make sure the shows are successful? Like just from what I know you've already said, like a group effort and all that. Like what else does it take besides everybody putting in work?
It's a lot of.
And what kind of work do they need to put in is my question.
It's a lot of promotion, not just on the internet, because not everybody sees the Facebook posts or anything. It's hitting the streets. Most people take flyers and put them in their pocket. But most of the time when you hand it to them, they're like, "Oh, that looks tight" or whatever. And still goes in the pocket, and they find it later, and they may show up. But that's still more than, that's something that's on them, as opposed to clicking a button and scrolling past it.
There's like thousands of digital flyers out there on the internet anyway.
Yeah, and then that also you need really you gotta put it takes the right amount of money, because you have to have the radio ads and all that, especially if you're not really out in the streets or don't have the time or the people to pass out 10,000 flyers in a city. Then you throw it on the radio, which costs a couple thousand, and you get was like a 2 week spot on Cube, $2,000.
Yeah.